hope we're going the right way, because there is no cell service. So we can't even call to say, hey, I think we're lost. This is turn left here. But it says authorized.
Yeah.
He never told us that we had to go down.
Real close.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's the campground.
Oh, there's the flag. There's the flag. They said by the American flag. Woohoo! We're here. Look who I found.
What up, everybody?
What up, what up?
I'm Ruben.
And I'm Lori.
We are
Life After Kids, Journey Unknown.
A couple of free birds who decided to sell everything and live full-time in a Class C motorhome.
In order to find a purpose beyond parenting.
Seek adventures.
And reignite passions.
So come along as we figure out this nomad lifestyle.
And hopefully we can inspire you
to feel the free.
I love our lives! Woo! Don't forget to smack that subscribe button.
Karate chop that notification bell to see when all our videos drop. Don't miss a thing.
No, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. Let's go!
Buckle up, Buttercup. What's good, my peoples?
What up, what up? We are going on a adventure today. We're going with More to Life Outdoors. Stay tuned.
Are you guys ready? When they find out there's no connectivity, they don't want to come. So I actually pitched.
We're not picking her up?
No, she wants to walk. Here, depending on what the
Dude, they're crazy.
All right, here's half of the More to Life Outdoors. Robert.
Howdy, howdy. This is the Yankee Fork Gold Dredge. This is where we spent our summers the last few years. This dredge started operating in August of 1940. It actually started about 5.5 miles downriver. They started assembling the dredge April 1st, 1940, and they started digging August 24th, 1940. Gold.
Oh, there's
Looking
gold
for
in
gold.
them hills. I knew that you were going to say that.
That little twerp right there is Michelle's dad.
Speaking of Michelle, there she is. Michelle! Welcome to the party, Michelle, the other half of More to Life Outdoors.
Hi, people. So my dad did live here until he was 9 years old, down the road in the dredge camp.
There's winch cables off all four corners. And the winchman from the control room upstairs would use those winches to get the dredge into position to dig. But then also when he was digging, he used the front winches, what we called the swing winches, which would get it to swing in that 80-foot arc.
I don't know why that just all sounded very sexual.
Wow, and that's usually me.
I know! Y'all didn't know that you were going to get a private. No other person gets this kind of tour. We get an inside tour of this Yankee Fork Gold Dredge.
The road out here is literally paved in gold.
There is
The
gold in them
original
hills.
road- the original road, see that little ridge right there?
Uh-huh.
That's the original road that used to come up this valley.
Gold in them hills.
Definitely gold in
Oh,
them
there's
hills.
lots of still active claims up here.
We actually buy our gold that we sell here in the gift shop on the dredge from the Moon family. They have several claims. One of them is up on Mount Estes, back over this direction, and they're currently up there mining.
The rock ejection chute. And so we'll look at that when we go inside, but as the winchman was digging, if he got material in the bucket that was too big to go through the trommel and they didn't want to damage the trommel, they had the ability to lower what we call the grizzly plate, catch that bigger rock, and then use hydraulics to flip that rock into the ejection chute. Michelle's grandfather has an interesting story regarding that rock chute. When they would do a crew change, they would literally lower the gangway and do the crew change. Well, the dredge master decided that was taking too much time. It was creating too much downtime. So they built a dinghy or a little rowboat to row the crew across. And they would go to this door right here for crew change. Michelle's grandfather was bringing the crew on, but they had brought the dinghy across, had climbed up on board, and literally just as they got on the deck, the winchman ejected a rock and it landed right in the middle of the dinghy and sunk the dinghy to the bottom of the pond.
People ask all the time if there was any major injuries or deaths in the whole operation of this, and the answer is no. But that was probably the closest call right there.
What the hell is wrong with this place?
Welcome to the high country.
You got to be high to be in this country.
Even though nobody died in here, there has to be ghosts. I mean, come on. There's got to be ghosts in here somewhere. Don't you think? We get to go where nobody else gets to go.
So the gang winches,
Wait. So now there's a gang of winches?
yes, actually, it looks like there's only 4, but there's actually 6.
Whoo!
Got a whole stable of them.
These gang winches, though, these were the latest generation winches that you're interested in. But because of modern hydraulics at the time, that's one of the reasons they were able to operate with just 3 people. I give up.
I can't help myself.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they used to walk up here
No rails.
with no rails.
No rails.
Oh, that's really high.
Now this is going to be Lori's favorite room because this is the winch room. This is where the winchman,
Also known as pimps.
this is where he utilized the hydraulics to control those winches downstairs. And that's why there's this window here so that he could look and watch as he moved and rolled those winches.
That's awesome. You have prostitutes all over this place.
Is there still the one in the closet?
Oh, you got one hiding in the closet, Michelle? Oh! Ooh.
She's been here for a while. She was here with the original crew.
They used a big 5-gallon bucket of grease in order to grease all these gears and components. And they had a big mop, and they would just stick the mop into the bucket and then just swab it around the gears as the gears were turning.
That's an HR nightmare.
Right?
You can
This
see
was-
remnants of the
This was
mop
definitely pre-ocean.
pieces.
Pre-ocean.
in several places.
Pre-safety.
Oh yeah, no OSHA back then.
This trommel would rotate with the idea that the material you wanted would fall through the screens down into the sluice boxes below the trommel. The larger material that you're not looking for would go out the end onto the stacker and into the tailing piles. The problem was any gold that was larger than the holes in the trommel screen went out with the garbage.
Missed out on large pieces of gold, which is out there in the tailing somewhere.
Oh.
Now this claim is still owned by the Simplot Corporation though. They don't mind if you go out there and get soil and stuff and do panning with their soil, but yeah, no major mining on their claim.
In their gold, people.
I have to say bullshit. I find it, I keep it.
It's my gold. Ah!
As I had mentioned, this is a placer operation, which placer gold means very small, flake gold. But the gold in this valley was so fine, they actually called it flour gold. And the flour they're referring to is like baking flour, not the pretty kind. So this dredge...
Or the smoky kind.
So my mom's youngest sister, my aunt, was telling me a story that her and my grandfather drove up the Yankee Fork one time. She saw all of these little paper bags alongside the road down at the dredge camp. They were just sitting on the road, and what was in those paper bags was gold bars. And they were just sitting alongside the road waiting for the dredge master to take them down to Sunbeam and mail them to the Denver Mint.
Like in a lunch bag?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
paper,
a lunch bag.
Paper lunch bag. Her dad mentions that as a 7-year-old boy, it took everything he had to pick up one of those bars because they weighed roughly, give or take, 35 pounds. When you're watching your Hollywood movies,
No, I'm not. I don't trust that.
and they're picking up a gold bar with one hand, you realize each one of those mint bars is like 80 plus pounds.
Or when you see the old westerns where they're stealing the gold bars, right? And they're like picking them up and chucking them to the next person. That's Hollywood. That never would have happened.
Filling the saddlebags with gold bars.
Right.
Yeah,
And then riding off.
Yeah, you'd kill your horse.
See this little plank right here? There's a wooden plank that goes all the way to the end
On both sides.
on both sides. And the stern oiler had to walk out there on that little narrow wood plank and oil all of those rollers.
Holy
About
crap.
every hour or so.
What?
Now keep in mind, this is a boat or a barge, right? And as it's digging up front, as it hit heavier or harder material, it would pull the bow down.
Oh my
And when it
gosh.
break free, it would swing back up. So if you were out on the end of that stacker, which is from here to the end of the stacker is 102 feet.
Oh,
You're
heck
talking
no.
10 to 12 foot swings.
You're
out
probably at least 30 feet off the ground back there too. And there's nothing to hold on to.
And no safety
There's no
harnesses.
safety
Oh, wow.
harnesses.
Jeez.
But the crazy thing is, you said there has been no fatalities here,
No.
That's amazing.
Different
right?
time,
That's
though.
but
Different
that's
time.
that's amazing after like doing all those dangerous things.
But keep in mind, in their day, if they got seriously hurt and couldn't work, it was, oh man, that really sucks. Can you be out of the company cabin by morning because your replacement has to report to work?
That guy got caught stealing the gold out of the sluice boxes, and so he got locked in there. That's basically the end of the tour.
So you're telling me this whole place, 3 people worked only at a time?
Yes.
The winch
3
there?
people, 3 people, and a bunch of whores.
Yeah.
I mean, wenches, sorry.
They had to keep the men in good spirits.
Just kidding. Just kidding. Ooh, it got smoky out here, guys.
And it's not because of us.
It's getting strong. Very strong. Apparently clearing in. All right. On to the next adventure. Where will they take us? Who knows? They could be literally taking us anywhere next. This was a mild start.
This is the last place we were.
All right, come
now
look
you
for
know.
us.